Section 40 of the Transfer of Property Act speaks about what is covenants. Now, what is this covenants? I can tell you in a very simple understanding. There are two kinds of covenants. One is positive covenant and negative covenant. So, what is a positive covenant? That's like does not run along with the land, whereas run along with the land is called as negative covenants. Still, you didn't understand, I know, but I will give you an example. So, from these examples, you will understand on how this particular covenant is basically functioning. So, under the famous landmark case of Tulk versus Moxey, Tulk was a plaintiff and defendant was actually the Moxey or petitioner and defendant. So, Tulk basically, when he sold his land towards another person, like one on the basis of covenant, stating that, I'll be selling this land on a condition that this land should not be used for any kind of uncovering with buildings. That means that, or no kind of building should not basically be set up in this particular kind of land. And Tulk basically sold this land and he said that this particular land shall not be used for any kind of building purposes, and you should also be doing the same things while you're basically passing this property to an other person. That means that I'm putting a particular kind of condition on an aware that you are basically supposed to put the same principle applicable for any kind of owner you're trying to sell this particular land. So like that other person, he sell to other person, he sell to other person, he sell to other person. So over the years, later, a person who bought this land was Moxey. So Moxey, after purchasing this land, what did he do? He basically he started setting up the buildings. So looking at this, Tulk got so angry because on the initial agreement itself, it was mentioned that to the first owner that, see, any further subsequent players who's going to buy this particular land, they should all follow the same principles. If it is violated, then it should be go on to the court. So even though Moxey was aware about it, he started constructing the land. They went to the court. Court said that what is the aspect of Tulk that needs to be enforced, because this was the important agreement that was drafted at the before initial stage itself. So there is a covenant, and not only this, Moxey even knew that he's not supposed to construct the land. Still he constructed. So a covenant could be basically in terms of a knowledge, in terms of a person is completely aware of restraining him to particular kind of an act. This particular section of 40 is somewhat related to section 11. We have already discussed about it. In case you have not watched it, please do go check it out. But much detailed kind of videos will be coming up at a very regular basis for you. So let's catch up for the next video. Until then, goodbye. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.